I am convinced that this administration just wants to see children suffer. We got a really horrible decision from the BIA today. The decision here basically says that for children who have special immigrant juvenile status approved, the immigration judge made a mistake in granting them more time while they wait for a visa to become available to them, because there's a lengthy backlog that is not their fault. And oftentimes judges will give more time so that the child doesn't get deported while they're waiting for this benefit. So to back up a little bit, special immigrant juvenile status is a really common case type that we do here at Project Libertad. It provides protection to kids who have been abused, abandoned, or neglected by one of their parents, and it's a path to citizenship. So it's a really great program with a lot of benefits, but the problem is that there's a huge backlog of cases. So as of February, USCIS was processing green card applications for kids who applied for SIJ in 2021. We just saw some advancement this month. So for March 2026, they are processing green card applications for kids who applied for SIJ on or before January 1st, 2023. So even with that jump ahead that we saw, we're still pretty behind, right? So kids are waiting years and years for their green card. For most of the time this program has existed, kids have not had protection, not had protection from deportation or detention, not had the ability to work, not had the ability to get a social security card. So during the Biden administration, a program was started that gave them something called deferred action, which gave them a temporary protection from deportation, the ability to get a work permit, the ability to get a social security number. So that was really great, and it provided a lot of relief to kids who were waiting in this years-long backlog with no security. Of course, the Trump administration ended that program last summer. That's currently being litigated. They are kind of ignoring court orders right now about complying with the deferred action policy and the court order that was issued in that case, but that's another video for another time. So the Trump administration is taking away the protections for these kids, right? They're ignoring court orders to provide those protections to kids, and now they're saying, immigration judge, you should not wait for these kids to be able to get the benefit that they qualify for. Instead, you should move ahead with their deportation case. So this is a really awful decision. It is going to lead to kids being deported to dangerous situations. It is going to lead to kids not having access to this benefit that Congress created specifically for them and that they have already shown they qualify for, because the government is not treating it as a protection. ICE is detaining kids and deporting kids with SIJ because their priority date to have their green card application processed is not current. So even though they were abused, abandoned, neglected, and they qualify and they have applied and been approved for SIJ,